Every year, over 600,000 people go missing in the United States alone. Most are found within hours. Some within days. But there are cases, a small, haunting fraction, where someone simply vanishes. No body. No evidence. No explanation. One moment they exist. The next, it is as if they were erased from reality. Tonight, we are looking at 5 of the most baffling disappearances in modern history. 5 people who walked out of their ordinary lives and into absolute nothing. And I need to warn you, not a single one of these cases has been solved. On the night of April 1, 2006, a 27-year-old medical student named Brian SHAFFER walked into a bar in Columbus, Ohio. He was seen on security cameras entering the Ugly Tuna Saloon around midnight with 2 friends. He was captured on camera talking to people, having a good time, standing near the entrance. And then nothing. Brian SHAFFER was never seen on camera leaving the bar. Not through the front door. Not through the back. Not through any exit. The bar was on the 2nd floor of a building with limited exits, all of which had surveillance cameras. Every single frame of footage was reviewed. He entered. He did not exit. And yet, when the bar closed, Brian SHAFFER was not inside. Now, the obvious explanation is that there was a camera blind spot or a moment of footage that was missed. That is possible. But here is what makes this case truly unsettling. Brian was 2 weeks away from graduating medical school. He had just lost his mother to cancer and was described as devastated but moving forward. He had a girlfriend. He had a future. There was no indication whatsoever that he wanted to disappear. His father, Randy SHAFFER, spent years investigating on his own. He hired private investigators. He appeared on national television. He never found a single trace of his son. Randy passed away in 2008 without ever learning what happened. The Columbus police have never named a suspect. There is no body. No crime scene. No evidence of anything at all. A man walked into a bar and ceased to exist. That is not a riddle. That is a real case that remains open to this day. On July 8, 2014, a 28-year-old German tourist named LARS was on vacation in Bulgaria with friends. During a night out in the resort town of Golden Sands, LARS got into a fight and suffered a ruptured eardrum. His friends flew home as planned, but LARS stayed behind because a doctor advised him not to fly with his injury. And this is where his behavior became deeply strange. LARS called his mother and told her he did not feel safe. He said people were following him. He asked her to cancel his credit cards. He moved hotels. He seemed paranoid, agitated, not himself. His mother was alarmed but assumed it might be related to the medication he had been prescribed, an antibiotic called cefuroxime, which in rare cases can cause psychiatric side effects. The next morning, LARS went to the airport to try to fly home. Security footage shows him entering the airport medical office, sitting down, and then suddenly leaping to his feet and sprinting out of the building at full speed. He left his luggage behind. He jumped a fence at the edge of the airport property and ran into a nearby wooded area. That footage is publicly available. You can watch a grown man go from sitting calmly to pure flight or fight terror in less than 2 seconds. Whatever he saw or felt in that moment was enough to override every rational thought in his brain. LARS has never been seen again. 12 years. Massive search efforts. International media coverage. Reported sightings across Europe. None confirmed. He ran into those woods and vanished from the face of the earth. We are halfway through and these cases only get stranger. If you are the kind of person who cannot stop thinking about unsolved mysteries, you belong here. Subscribe to Mind Trap and hit the notification bell so you never miss a deep dive. Now let us get back to it, because case number 3 has been eating at investigators for over a decade. On August 8, 2013, a 36-year-old Texas man named Brandon Lawson ran out of gas on a remote stretch of Highway 277 near the town of Bronte. He called his brother, Kyle, and told him he needed fuel. Kyle headed out to help. Brandon also called 911. And this is where everything fell apart. The 911 call is one of the most analyzed pieces of audio in modern true crime. It is garbled, frantic, and nearly impossible to fully decipher. Brandon sounds panicked. He appears to say something about being in a field and that someone is chasing him. Some listeners hear him say he was shot. Others hear different words entirely. The dispatcher could barely understand him. When Kyle arrived at the location, he found Brandon's truck on the side of the road. Empty. He called Brandon, who said he was 10 minutes away in a field and was bleeding. Then the call stopped. Brandon's phone went dead. Search teams scoured the area. Dogs. Helicopters. Volunteers on foot. The terrain around that stretch of highway is flat, dry, and open. There is very little cover. And yet no one found Brandon Lawson. No body. No clothing. No trace. His family maintains that he was running from someone or something. The 911 call suggests